Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our social studies lesson for today, which is about Unit 5, Geography and Community. We have studied about what? Geography and community last time. We started with the different what? The different maps. We studied about the different symbols of a map, yeah? And then also last time, we have discussed a school map and aerial photography. For today, we are going to have the different people in the community. What makes up a community? All right. For the vocabulary words, we have community. Can you say this? Community. Can you say it
community
in Thai?
ชุมชน
Next is influence. Influence means
อิทธิพล
village. Village means
หมู่บ้าน
okay.
Teacher the section picture it is jigsaw
Okay. Turn off your
Teacher Sharissa I am here
okay. Now turn off your microphone. When we say community, it means the people living in one place. Like for example, the people in Chonburi. That is the community of
the people
Chonburi.
in the country
Yes, the people in the country. Or maybe the people in your village, the people in your neighborhood. That is community. Next is influence. When you say influence, you do something, you show other people, and they might copy you. They follow what you're doing. You influence them. They follow what you're doing. They copy you. Next is village. Village is a place of living where people live, and it is called like a neighborhood. You have neighbors, other people around you, many houses around you. Right. Now, our topic for today is about influences on community. We are going to talk about what are the different factors, different things, different events, or maybe people, okay, and how can they influence the other people living in your community? How can you change the way you are living? How can other people influence you on how you live, right? Because sometimes, okay, do you think the way we live now what is the same with how our grandparents lived before?
no
No, many things have changed, right? Right? Many things have changed. From our grandparents' generation, they do not use cars too often. They don't have cars, or maybe they had cars, but not everyone has cars, right? They usually walk, use a bicycle, maybe a horse, right? And maybe only some people have cars. Another one, they don't have big shopping malls. Sometimes they have to cook their own food. They have to
they
grow.
only have a market
Yes, they have to grow their own food most of the time because there are many spaces to plant their own vegetables, right? Not like today. If we need something, we just go to the supermarket and buy everything there. Before, they have to take care of their own chickens to have eggs in the morning. They have to get their own milk from the cows, right? So it means as times go by, as time pass by, okay, it it our activities, the way how we live changes also because maybe there are new products, new devices, or maybe other people from another place come to your place and they show you something and then you like it and you copy them, right? Like for example in Thailand, before we did not celebrate Christmas, we did not have Halloween, but now we know Halloween, we know Christmas because of other people from another country. They come to Thailand and they celebrate, and then we liked it because It's fun. They have costumes, they have gifts, right? They have parties. Okay, they influence the people living in a community. All right. Now, what is a community? A community means when a group of people live together. As what we've said, the people in one place. For example, community in Chonburi, community in your village, if you are living in a village, the community in your province, the community in the whole country. There are elements that affect a community. When you say elements, what are the things that can affect the community, that can change the community? First is nature. What do we mean by nature? Of course, the environment, like for example, the mountains, the rivers, the
The
sea.
trees.
Yes. Next is humans. Humans also affect other humans. And the
Vehicles.
next one is, yes, culture and traditions. When you say culture and traditions, the different celebrations, different holidays, parties, or maybe the simple things that you do as Buddhist, the simple things that you do as a Thai person. Okay, now let's talk about them one by one. The first one is nature. Nature, such as mountains, rivers, and forests, can affect the people and the way they live in the community. How? For example, people who live near the rivers or near the sea, what do you think will be their jobs? Most of them could be what? Most of them could be what can be their jobs? What could be their jobs if they live near the sea, near the river? They could be
Fish catcher.
they catch fish. They could be fishermen, right? Because they live near the sea, they live near the river. So the nature gives them a place or a source of income, a source of work, right? Because they live near the sea, then it might be good to become a fisherman because it will be easy for you to catch fish, right? Another one, people who live near flat lands, like flat lands, or near the edge of the mountain. Okay, what could there, or near the jungle or the forest, what could there be, what work could they have? They could have, they could
They could
be,
have a animal like
uh-huh.
meat.
Yes, they could catch animals for meat, to sell meat. How about the people who live near flat lands, like wide flat lands? They could turn those lands into farms, right? And they could be farmers, right? They could grow fruits and vegetables or take care of animals, right? How about those who live in the city? For example, your place doesn't have any river. Your place doesn't have any sea. The rivers, the seas are too far from you. There are no farms. Okay? So, do you think you could be fisherman?
No.
No, because that would take a long time for you to travel to the sea. Okay, because you live in the city. Could you be a farmer?
Yes.
If you live in the city without any flat lands, only houses and buildings and shops.
No.
No, right? What could be your job if you are in the city?
You could be a engineer,
Yes, you could be an engineer because in the city there are
a
many buildings
builder.
to build.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like to be an engineer, but I don't build a house. I build a robot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ar-
like, yes.
artist.
Or you could be a shopkeeper because there are many shops in a city. You could be a
Manager.
nurse. Yes, nurse in the big
Businessman.
hospital. Yes, businessman. Or a baker because
Teacher.
there might be a bakery. Yes.
How about technology can affect people too?
Energy.
I
Technology.
think he
Technology.
said
Technology, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course, it can affect technology also. Like, for example, what Teacher Danica said. If you are in a place, for example, you are in an island, there are no other sources of devices. You cannot use internet. Maybe there's no electricity, or maybe there's no internet there,
Yes.
right? So it could change how you live. You don't know Facebook, you cannot order from Lazada. You cannot order online. You have to grow your own food, right? You have to take care
Yes.
of your own animals to have food. It can
teacher
change
animal. No
lives.
have animal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, not just for jobs, okay? Not just for jobs. It could only affect how you live. Like, for example, if you live in an island, do you need big cars, big trains, big buses? No, right? What you will be needing is a boat, or maybe a yacht, right? Or a
Ship.
ship. Yes. What else? If you are living in a city, you could also have different kinds of food because there are many
House.
shops. Yes, there are many shops. But if you live in a
Meat.
farm, you could have fresh fruit, fresh
Wheat.
vegetables.
You use
Yes.
wheat to make bread.
Yes, maybe you can make your own bread instead of going far away to a bakery, right? So it changes a lot on the way we live. Okay. For example, people who live near the sea can be fishermen, and the people who live near the fields can be farmers.
Teacher invisible net.
Yeah. Okay, next is humans. How can humans affect other humans? Turn off your microphone. I can hear something. Humans can affect other humans. It means me, I, I can influence you. You can influence me. I can copy what you're doing. You can copy what you're doing. We do the same thing, right? Okay. Now, every citizen in the community can help the community to be better. When you say citizen, the people in one place. For example, citizen of Thailand, it means you are a Thai person. Citizen of America, it means you are American, an American. Okay? So every citizen in the community can help the community to be better. For example, the different jobs that people have, they all help by how? They all help by helping other people, by giving services, by making products. They could help the community by giving taxes to the government, right? When they work, they pay tax, and then the government will use the tax to make the place better, more beautiful, right? So,
So what
mhm,
is the man who is in the first line that has a microphone in
is
news
maybe a
news
news reporter, yes.
that
Okay, now again, there are many kinds of jobs that people can do. Like, for example, in this community, in the community in Shonburi, there are many engineers, factory workers, nurses, and all of them pay taxes, right? So when pay taxes, the government could have money to use to build more infrastructures, like build better hospitals, to fix the roads. It could help how you live. Like, for example, they could build bridges. Do you know what's a bridge? The bridge, for example, there's the river or there's the sea, and then the bridge, you pass through the bridge, right? So, for example, before in your place, oh, for example, you live on an island, but the island is just not too far from the city, okay, or from another land. So instead of using a boat, before you used a boat, and it could take a long time, but if they build a bridge that will connect your land to another land, then it would be more convenient to you. It would be easier for you, right? It could change the community, it could be better. Another one, before you have old trains that are too slow, okay, and then the government will build electric trains. They know the electric trains.
Teacher, I know it need a magnet.
The electric trains that uses electricity, so they are faster, right, than
Teacher, I
the
know
old trains.
Yes.
it use the magnet.
So if the government builds something like that, then it could change the lives of people. For example, if before it takes you 3 hours to reach your work, if you use the electric train, then you can just travel for 1 hour. You don't have to wake up too early, or you won't be late in going home to your family, right? Even for you students, the government could give many things for your schools, could fix the schools, or could give you uh, school supplies. School supplies means the things that you use at school, right? Okay. Next is every citizen in the community should be very well behaved and respect others at all times. Sometimes you cannot be the same as your friend. Your friend will do something different, or maybe your friend will not follow you. You wouldn't like what he's doing. Okay? You won't you won't get you won't always get what you like, right? You cannot get what you like all the time. Okay? Or maybe if you said, no, you do this, you follow this, and he doesn't like, okay, you cannot force him to do that. Sometimes people are different, right, in some other things. So if that happens, you should learn how to respect. Do you know what is respect?
Yes.
When you respect other people, they will respect you too. And then you don't have to fight, right? You will understand everyone, and everyone will be happy. And if there's no fighting, okay, for example, in your neighborhood, your neighbor said, "Don't put your trash bin here. Put it on the other side." Or maybe you have a party, okay? For example, you have a party. Now you want to have loud music for your party. And then your neighbor said, "Can you please lower the sounds because it's too noisy?" Right? And then if you respect them, if you follow them, right? If you follow them, you
Will
respect
turn
them.
off a little bit of the
Yes,
sound.
yes, turn down the volume because you want them to be happy. You don't want them to get angry. Then your neighborhood will be peaceful. Your neighborhood will be happy, right? Because you don't want to be enemies with your neighbor, right? Another one is being well behaved, or maybe helping the community. Like for example, you clean the front of your house, in front of your house, like near the streets, so that the neighbors could see that the street is clean, right? If you clean your house, then the neighbor cleans their house too. They copy you because they see your the front yard is clean. They will do that too. So everyone in your neighborhood, in your village will do that. So what will happen? The whole village will be clean, right? It would be better. Understand? You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now, every member of the community has the power to influence the whole community. You could do something, you could show something good, and maybe the other people will copy you, right? Or maybe if you see something good, you try to copy them. Okay, next is the last one is culture and traditions. When you say culture and traditions, these are the things that we uh, do, what we have seen from our grandparents, from our mother, father. Okay, and then we still follow them up to now. And then these are like the holidays that we celebrate. For example, holidays as a Thai person, holidays as a Buddhist person, right? Those are some traditions. People living together create their own culture and traditions that influence each other. Like, for example, as a Thai person, oh no, as a Buddhist person, okay, for example, as a Buddhist person, what are the different things that you do? For example, you go to the temple, right? Or you offer alms to the monks. You pray to the monks, right? So that is like the Buddhist culture. You follow what other Buddhists do. Another one, as a Thai person, what do you do? Sometimes, for example, when it is Mother's Day, you go to your mother and then you kneel on the floor and you why on your mother, right? You give them flowers, you wash their feet, right? Do you do that? Do you do that?
Yes.
Sometimes some Thai people do that, right? Now those are some cultures, Thai cultures. Next, another one is for example, the different traditions or cultures that you copy from other people. For example, the one that Teacher Danica said, Halloween. Some people in Thailand now celebrates Halloween. They have Halloween party, they wear costumes, they decorate the room, okay, with scary things. Okay? That one they copied that from people from another country, right? The foreign people. So, people living together create their own culture and traditions that could influence each other. That could also affect how you live, how the community lives. All right. Now let me show you the video for today.
Welcome to Kids Academy.
Hello. Let's get started on the lesson. Communities can be different sizes. The family home that you live in is a small community. The continent that you live on is enormous. But they are both communities that you belong to. You know that a community is a place where people live together. But did you know that you belong to many different communities? Meet Maggie. She lives at home with her mom, dad, and a brother. This is Maggie's family community. This is Maggie's school community. And this is her classroom community. Maggie and her fellow students learn and play together. They are part of her social community. A social community is a group of people that you enjoy spending time with, like friends. Maggie is on the soccer team. Her teammates are also part of her social community. Maggie's school is part of her neighborhood. A neighborhood is the area near your home. Maggie's neighborhood is located in a big city called Miami. Miami is in the state of Florida. Florida is part of the United States of America. School. Neighborhood. City. Country. Continent. Maggie is a citizen or member of all of these communities. Which communities do you belong to? Think about it.
Okay, now let's go to our Blocket game for today. The Blocket game is very easy. We just have to wait, can you see?
Tower
We are just going to identify the different people in the community. All right? Can you see? Very easy, right? So let me see. Mm-hmm. What are you going to?
Tower defense.
Uh,
Hello, yeah.
Cafe.
Victor
House Cafe. Yay. Teacher mine. Mine. Teacher math dimension mine. Abandon mine. No.
why? What is it?
Teacher, do you see map? Go to tower defense.
Okay.
Do you see map, please? Mine. Mine.
Teacher,
Abandon mine.
can you change a map?
Abandon mine.
Where?
Teacher,
This one is
abandon mine. No.
mine.
Abandon mine.
ไม่ลุ้น
Yes.
Teacher,
I think it's abandon mine.
Okay. Go join. It's 880364.
Hนูจะเล่นบุกเก็ตจะเล่นบุกเก็ตกับทีเชอร์ทีเชอร์ส่งลิงก์บิ๊กไม่ทีเชอร์ส่งลิงก์บุกเก็ตมาก็เลยเล่น
Faster.
ได้เป็นแฟนดีเหรอ
don't start
1 minute and then I will click start. We don't have time.
Give me a ไก่ I am ไก่ now.
Teacher what the mini game teacher
Tower defense ไง
Our defense. Ready? Ready, okay? Go. Difficulty increase. Three minutes 30 seconds. Freeze. You're frozen. Answer 3 questions correctly to continue. Two minutes 20 seconds. One minute 30 seconds. Fifty seconds. Ten seconds. Two, one, and done. We have Natakit, Sahaton, and Pudis. All right, now let us move on to our live worksheet for today. Can you see it? Oh,
Yes.
why is it like this? Oh, there.
I
Okay.
I don't
We
know.
have culture, citizen, nature, community, respect, and fisherman. Number 1.
Teacher,
Mm-hmm.
this game is very hard.
Okay, number 1. Blank is when a group of people live together.
Community.
Community.
Every blank has the power to influence the community. Every
Citizen.
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 Every citizen in the community should blank others at all times.
Respect.
Blanks such as mountains, rivers, and forests can influence how people live. Nature. People who live near the sea can be
Fisherman.
fishermen and then
Culture.
humans living together create their own culture and traditions.
Wood.
And done.